So what you're going to do today is you're going to work on something called a contour line portrait. This is going to be a really good review just as we get into more detailed work this semester. It's also going to be helpful as you work on your final principles unit because this is going to give you some ideas for how you can handle pattern and design and all that different kind of stuff. You will also be using a lot of line work in our next unit and the following unit. So I just want you to use this as a time to kind of have some fun, come in, get creative, and get some really good work done. So how you're gonna start this is you're going to draw a self-portrait. Now, if you don't remember what a contour line is just the outline or the outer edges of something, of an object. Okay, so we are going to do a contour line self-portrait. So you can either pull up a picture of yourself or just draw from a reference photo that you take on your Chromebook. So you can use the camera app on your Chromebook as well. So as you're thinking about this, think about when you're drawing a contour line of an apple. That would be just pretty simple. You'd have the basic outline of an apple. So there's a couple different types of contour lines. This is just a contour line drawing. Okay, a contour line is where you can pick up your pencil, pick up your pen, any of that kind of stuff. A continuous contour line drawing is where I would just draw without even picking up my pencil off of the paper. So you kind of have to get a little bit more creative with that. And then a blind contour is where you're looking at your subject and you're not looking at your paper at all. So as you do the blind contour, you are looking away and just looking at what you're drawing. And sometimes this makes for a little bit more interesting line work. It helps with your hand-eye coordination like you would in a sport, anything like that. So this is just a regular contour line drawing. This is a continuous, and then this is a blind. So you can choose which one you want to do for your final drawing and for your warm-up project. But keep in mind that you will be layering stuff on top of this final contour line that you're going to do. And so just have fun with it. So I would suggest doing the blind. That's my favorite one just because it's a little bit more funky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a clean piece of paper and I'm just going to start drawing a blind contour line self. So as I start drawing, I'm going to keep in mind, and you should keep in mind too, the fact that contour line drawings are not perfect, especially if you're doing a continuous or a blind. And a lot of times you combine that continuous and a blind just because of the style and because you can kind of keep up with where your stuff is on the paper. So keep in mind that these aren't supposed to be perfect. These are just supposed to work on hand-eye coordination. And these are also supposed to be a way that you can just practice different things and practice drawing what you see and things like that. So just have fun with it. Let yourself get creative. Let it be a little loose, a little sketchy, and it'll be a really fun and kind of funky way to practice some of our drawing. So as I work on finishing this up, keep in mind that I'm doing my best not to pick up my pencil. I had to pick up my pencil a second ago to go grab something, but you are going to try, especially if you're doing the continuous, to keep your pencil on the paper at all times. And I'm going to say this one more time because it's really important. These are not meant to be perfect. There are going to be some of them that look a little bit more silly. There's going to be some that look a little like different or goofy. Just have fun with it. They're not supposed to be perfect. They're supposed to be just a good way for us to continue practicing our drawing. So as I'm finishing, I'm going back and I'm adding little details, but I'm still trying to keep my pencil in contact with my paper the whole time. So once you have your final portrait, you can do a couple different things. So for this first one, I'm coming back and I'm outlining stuff with Sharpie. And then I'm going to come in and add some color and just kind of get creative and have some fun with that and just make it look really interesting and really fun. This is going to be really open-ended, so you really can do whatever you want with it as long as you're working and focusing on getting that contour line portrait drawn. Another thing that you could do is you could come in and you could bring a ruler and split it up and create some of these geometric shapes in there. And a couple of things that I'm trying and showing, I'm not going to finish these two, but a couple of things that I'm showing you and trying is that you could go in and add different values with colors and kind of treat it almost like a coloring book and make it look a little bit abstract, a little bit kind of like a cubist type portrait, and add different values or different tints and shades of a variety of colors and color schemes. Another thing that you could do is with that same kind of breaking it apart and putting it into several different geometric areas is you could add different values with your ebony pencil or your charcoal pencil. So really this is super open-ended and you can just have some fun with it. I'm going to show you guys some examples in just a moment about some other ideas or some other things that you can do that are kind of cool. Have fun with it. You have to do a contour line self-portrait, and you're going to work on this at the beginning of the class for the next week or so. So I'll say this one more time. These are not meant to be perfect. You're meant to have fun with these. What I did on mine is I used a light table to trace a couple different options once I had one that I liked. So you can totally do that. It's up to you. Just get creative and have fun.